Have you ever sat on an airplane, looked around the cabin, and thought, hang on, why isn't everything covered in advertisements? You're trapped inside a giant metal tube with hundreds of other people for several hours. You can't get out, and you can't change the channel. You're literally a captive audience. So why isn't the tray table trying to sell you pizza? Why isn't the ceiling saying, this turbulence is sponsored by Bob's Mattress Store? Or the oxygen mask dropping down with a coupon for half-price toothpaste? From a business perspective, it seems like airlines are walking away from millions of dollars. But the truth is far more surprising. Airlines do make money from advertising, but nowhere near as much as you might think. And there are some very expensive reasons they don't turn airplanes into flying billboards. Welcome to Past in Plain Sight. Today, we're uncovering the fascinating reason airlines don't fill their planes with advertisements. We first have to go back to the early days of commercial aviation to understand why airplanes are not flying billboards. Flying wasn't always as common as it is today. For decades, boarding an airplane felt glamorous. Passengers dressed in suits. Flight attendants served elegant meals. Airlines weren't just selling transportation. They were selling an experience. The cabin itself became part of the brand. Every seat, every color, every logo, every tiny detail reminded passengers which airline they were flying. It was carefully designed, almost like walking into a luxury hotel. Then air travel exploded. More passengers, more competition, and lower ticket prices. Suddenly airlines began looking for every possible way to earn extra money. They started charging for checked bags, extra legroom, priority boarding, and even sandwiches somehow became financial decisions. Naturally, people assumed advertising would be the next big gold mine. But airlines quickly ran into a very stubborn enemy: passenger experience. Imagine boarding a plane where every surface is shouting at you. The seat in front advertises hamburgers. The overhead bins advertise insurance. The window shade advertises sunglasses. Even the safety card is trying to convince you to buy scented candles. By the time the plane lands, you'd need a vacation from your vacation. Airlines discovered something important. Passengers don't enjoy feeling like they're sitting inside a giant commercial break. And unhappy passengers are much less likely to fly with that airline again. Now, you might wonder, but buses and trains have advertisements everywhere. Why are airplanes different? Because airplanes compete heavily on brand image. An airline spends billions of dollars building trust. Passengers want to believe the company is safe, professional, and reliable. If every empty space becomes advertising space, that carefully built image can start to feel cheap. It's a bit like walking into a five-star hotel and finding discount supermarket posters hanging in the lobby. Technically nothing is wrong. But something suddenly feels very different. There's another problem. And that problem is safety. Airplanes are one of the most tightly regulated environments on Earth. Every sign inside the cabin has a purpose. Emergency instructions must remain easy to find. Exit signs must stand out instantly. Safety demonstrations can't compete with giant advertisements screaming, "Buy one pizza, get one free." When passengers need information during an emergency, confusion is the last thing anyone wants. In aviation, clarity beats marketing every single time. There's actually another mystery. If airlines avoid filling the inside with advertisements, why do some airplanes have giant advertisements painted on the outside? Those are usually special promotional liveries. Sometimes an airline partners with a tourism board. Sometimes it promotes a major sporting event. Sometimes it's advertising a movie or another brand through a limited agreement. These campaigns attract attention without cluttering the passenger cabin. And let's be honest, a plane painted like a giant panda is considerably more memorable than a tray table advertising laundry detergent. In the skies, trust and safety are often worth far more than advertising revenue. And sometimes the most valuable thing an airline can sell is an experience that doesn't feel like an advertisement. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to Past in Plain Sight, and join us next time as we reveal another fascinating piece of history. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.